Today I wanted to look at some of the Assassin's Creed lost media. Now, in order to understand this piece of content, we're going to need to go all the way back to 2012. We just had the release of Assassin's Creed 3, and the story of Desmond Miles was coming to its close. Ubisoft was already considering Assassin's Creed a certified hit, and they were moving into new realms of storytelling. If industry rumors were to be believed, the series was supposed to end at Assassin's Creed 3 as a trilogy, and that Desmond and Lucy were going to blast off into space. But none of that happened. Instead, Ubisoft decided the series must never die. It was one of their biggest cash cows, and I believe it still is today. The fact is, the success of Assassin's Creed is what caused its storyline to spiral out of control, because how do you change a story from a tight trilogy into a story that can never end? Simple. Leave Assassin's Creed 3 ambiguous and figure out what's going to happen later. Now, in order to help organize everything that they had created, Ubisoft started a community-driven project called Assassin's Creed Initiates. The idea behind this was that it was going to become a central place for all things Assassin's Creed.
As secret war rages on, the Assassins and Templars fight to shape humanity's future. Dive into their conflict. Initiates. Explore the Assassin's Creed universe across land and centuries. Discover conspiracies and untold tales of the Brotherhood. Earn rewards for your progress within Assassin's Creed. And take your experience further in exclusive new missions set within the games. Customize a unique identity and take your place within the Assassin's Creed universe. Connect with the community, unlock exclusive content, and extend your gaming experience. Initiates. Join us.
The website ran from the 21st of August 2012 until about December 2014. There was a series of patches, and it seemingly went in and out of maintenance for 2015 until it was retired forever in December 4th of 2015. The idea behind this was to create this community-driven project in which they would tell a unique story for initiates while also cataloging all of the data from the prior games and fill in some missing gaps in the timeline. But in standard Assassin's Creed fashion, they wanted to tell the story of Assassin's Creed Initiate in a unique way, making it difficult to even follow. Now, before I get into that, let's get into exactly what Assassin's Creed Initiate was. I'm going to start with their YouTube presence, which is where the videos were hosted, and I'm not sure if they were unlisted at the time of the project being live or if they at all times were just public. At this point, you can go to their YouTube channel and see all of these videos listed and viewable. All of the footage you're seeing here is from their channel, as they had little video features for various explanations about things in the world of Assassin's Creed and plot points. On the YouTube channel, there are also 9 episodes of a podcast, which is still up to date, in which the team gets together to discuss the initiates and the stuff involved in the game. They also seemingly had some fun side things, like interviews with the voice actors of Black Flag. Then we go over to their main website. This website primarily hosted character profiles, a database of important elements like the Hidden Blade and the Apple of Eden, and it was a depository for all of the information on Desmond Miles, with some new stuff being added to the overall Desmond Miles storyline to kind of flesh out his full picture. There's also the unique story of Assassin's Creed Initiates, which introduced us to the team post the Desmond Miles era. People such as Gavin Banks, who apparently was the leader of the Assassins organization after William Miles left. These characters also popped up in a couple of other things, but I'll go over that when I get to them in particular. Going through the files that are being kept up by the Assassin's Creed Wiki and the Access the Animus project, it doesn't look like the story of Assassin's Creed Initiates was easy to follow. It was broken up into cryptic emails and intercepted feeds and radio transmissions. So it took having all of these in front of you to get a general idea of what was actually going on with the overall storyline of Assassin's Creed Initiates. Now, using the Wayback Machine, we can look at the top page, which basically just tries to convince you to sign up for the program. It promises the ability to explore the stories, the characters, and the mysteries of Assassin's Creed. You are able to track your progress within the games on this website, something that became redundant and probably became one of the damning features of the website eventually, but I'll get to that. At the ending of this top page, it promises unique profiles for people who excel at single-player, multiplayer, or if you're a completionist. I found this funny because I kind of forgot multiplayer was a thing. Like, if you bring it up, I do remember playing it and enjoying it, but it never became a priority for the franchise, something that I think Ubisoft to this day wishes it had. Now, I couldn't get into the true website because you needed to have your login, which won't work on the Wayback Machine, and I did try. Now, once you get into the system, you had a few pretty awesome features laid out in front of you. The Access the Animus version shows us chapter by chapter all of the assassins at that time. They even included some of the obscure ones, Aveline and Adewale, and we had the Russian one. These characters are from 2 of the spin-off games, and the Russian storyline is featured in a comic series we'll be covering here eventually. This appears to have started right before the official Chronicles video games were coming out, which explains the missing chapters on Xiaojun and Arbaz from the China and India chapters. But as I'm showing you on the screen, you can run through the stories of Altair, Ezio, Connor, Haytham, and Edward from the mainline series. It also has a minor database of historical records that the games were presenting at that time. Now at the top of the page, what I'm showing you is a dossier and a surveillance tab. The dossier gives a quick summary on just about every important person within the AC universe in the items such as the Hidden Blade and Apple of Eden. The Surveillance tab is listed as a collection of images, video clips, transcripts, and documents that tracked the events following the assassins after December 21st, 2012, beginning with a communication from Sean Hastings in May of 2013. We can look into this on the Access the Animus website, and we're presented with the Assassin's research following the death of Desmond. This is the Assassin's Creed Initiate storyline. It involves the leader of the Brotherhood of the modern day, Gavin Banks. Once Desmond passed away in 2012, William Miles, the current leader, went into hiding, leaving Gavin in charge. His entire story is located on the wiki, which is pieced together from the in-game messages, the Assassin's Creed Initiate's website's Surveillance tab, and the book Assassin's Creed Lost Descendants. This whole section is the unique story to Assassin's Creed Initiates. Gavin takes over, they start doing things outside of the video games, while the stuff that they did is transmitted to the Assassin's Creed Initiates. The story had them involved in the events of the Phoenix Project, which was the modern-day plot for Black Flag, Rogue, Unity, and Syndicate, but ended in the Uprising comic book series. Gavin led an assassin team which destroyed the facility for the Phoenix Project, and he also shows up in the Last Descendants books, which is about a group of teenagers that find the Trident of Eden. When I did my research into the Assassin's Creed books so that I can cover them here on the channel, this apparently is the worst of the books, so I'm not looking forward to reading it. But my plan is to cover the entire Assassin's Creed Initiate storyline and Gavin's storyline in its own separate video, as it will be pretty long. For this particular video, I just wanted to go over what this missing media thing is for today and cover some of the stuff that doesn't interweave into the other projects. The story of Initiates, Desmond, and Gavin interweaves in and out of other Assassin's Creed storylines, so they're each going to get dedicated videos. But it's the Desmond files which are also very interesting. You see, this gives us a day-to-day retelling of everything involved with Desmond Miles and the entire team from Assassin's Creed 1 all the way to Assassin's Creed 3. The story goes from September 1st, 2012 until December 21st, 2012. Basically, this tells the events of Assassin's Creed 1, the Assassin's Creed 2 trilogy, and the Assassin's Creed 3 game, and it states that those took place over the span of 4 months, ending with the death of Desmond Miles. It explains how Desmond was captured in Brooklyn and follows him all the way to the Temple of the Eye and his decision to put up a shield and free Juno. The biggest issue with the Desmond files is while they are interesting, it is also broken up as intercepted transmissions, emails, and stuff like that. So once again, the community over there has done a great job of piecing it together on the wiki so that you can get the full picture of what's going on with Desmond. So what actually happened to this website? Because for die-hard Assassin's Creed fans, this seemed like a dream project. Extra story, a master list of important details, everything that we could have wanted. Well, from what I can find, first off, the story was completed. At least the Initiate storyline and the Desmond storyline. There wasn't anything left to tell as the Initiate storyline ended with the reveal that William Miles had discovered that the Reader had been spying on the Assassins. He asked if they were finally ready to help out the Assassins organization. The website had a secondary function though. one that will sound familiar to a lot of Ubisoft fans. By connecting your accounts, you could get rewards within your games. This also ran through the Uplay system. It was a system within the Ubisoft games where completing challenges would give you coins. You could then use them on your new Ubisoft game to get some overpowered additions early on in the game. A similar system does exist right now, but the old one never deleted your points and was handled a little bit differently. So for me, playing all of the Far Crys and the Assassin's Creed games, it made it so that I never ran out of points. The Initiate's website first started having issues around the end of 2014, claiming various forms of maintenance started and then coming back up broken. At the end of the year, they provided connectivity to Unity and Rogue, but quickly went back offline. All of the sources of this information has also been wiped from existence, so I'm literally going off of what the wiki said. They're linking to articles on the Ubisoft website, but those don't exist anymore. Around 2015, they rebranded the Uplay system to Ubisoft Club. This is also the year that Assassin's Creed Initiates went offline into a permanent maintenance state. This is also the year that Syndicate came out and the franchise took a hard left turn and stopped its yearly releases. Ubisoft kind of has a history of just removing things that they seemingly find redundant, or they decide that they don't want to put any more money into a project and instead of letting it go derelict, they just kind of remove it. As a fun side note, recently I tried to go to the Ubisoft merch website to buy some Assassin's Creed 15th anniversary stuff, only to find that they shut that down as well and are now pointing you to their affiliated partners to get your merch. So my opinion is that the Initiates project was deemed redundant since the rewards were also being given out by Ubisoft Club. So they never fixed the project, and they let it vanish into the internet ether to be maintained by Access the Animus and the Wiki. Like I said earlier, I intend on bringing you videos about the direct story, Gavin Banks, and the Desmond Files shortly. But overall, it would seem that they just let it die to move on to their soft reboot of Assassin's Creed Origins. I remember when Origins came out and I wasn't following any big news as to if it was a reboot or not a reboot or what it was. And personally, as I played it, I saw it as a soft reboot with Layla at the time. Maybe within Ubisoft they felt the same way and wanted the older records to slowly die off while focusing on their new modern protagonist. The fact that the Juno storyline got moved into a comic book also kind of confirms that they just wanted to move forward and not look back on any of their loose plot threads. But all of this part of my video is speculation. Anyway, that is what the Assassin's Creed Initiates project was. And like I said, I intend on covering the stories very soon. I hope you guys enjoyed this Lost Media thing, and I'm going to be bringing you a few more Assassin's Creed Lost Media projects because I want a record of these things existing. I love Assassin's Creed, and I hate the fact that certain elements of it are just kind of disappearing as Ubisoft wants to move forward. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed. Like, subscribe. I'll be coming back real soon with another Assassin's Creed video, and we might start touching into the lore of other projects as well, but Assassin's Creed is my focus at the moment. Thank you, and I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you next time. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching today's video. I want to apologize for anyone who was looking forward to the Assassin's Creed Odyssey book versus game coverage. I can read that book in the time I planned out for it, which was only a week to 2 week period, but I thought it would actually be fun to replay the game at the same time, and even playing it on New Game Plus with it level scaling so I don't get walled off by having to do side quests, it's still taking me a lot longer than I thought it was going to play the game and read the book both at the same time. Luckily, I have a list of these other things, such as the Assassin's Creed Initiates project to talk about. I also have some side games, such as the mobile titles, the Bloodlines title, stuff like that, and other books that I'm going to be touching on very soon. We're also working on the Valhalla Isu lore, which I thought would be done faster, but I kind of got held up playing the Odyssey game because I need to finish the Ragnarok storyline, and I can't find any concrete evidence as to what happened in it, so I have to play it myself so I can tell you guys about it. Anyway, thank you guys so much for your continued support. I do love getting back into doing gaming lore, and while we are starting with Assassin's Creed, like I said, we are looking at doing some other stuff, like the Dead Space missing cartoon and tell you what happened within that, or going into the Final Fantasy manga and its extra media projects. The new direction with Eligible Monster gaming lore is that we want to touch on stuff that no one else really talks about in the gaming space. So the lost media of your favorite franchises, or the projects that just didn't succeed, or things like that. Anyway, thank you guys so much, and I'll see you next time right here.